Hello, welcome to Sound and Fairy Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Behind Blue Eyes by Anna Makakat. This is a 2020 cyberpunk book. It's self-published. I received this book from the author in exchange for a fair review. I listened to it on audiobook and the narrator was really good. If you want a fast-paced, action-filled, sex-fueled cyberpunk thriller, you should probably check this book out. What is it about? Welcome to the year 2095. Society has overcome everything that made human life miserable. It has become perfect. So perfect that it needs killer cyborgs to hunt down anyone who disagrees with it. Nephilium isn't just any elite Death Squad member. She is the best. Genetically and cybernetically enhanced, she and others like her strike terror wherever they go. Knowing nothing besides this lifestyle, Nephilium believes that she's part of a righteous cause. But everything changes for her after a hostile EMP attack. She suffers a severe system glitch. Disconnected from the grid for the first time in her life, she begins doubting the system. Shortly after the attack, she meets Jake, a 100% biological human, and she falls in love with him. Jake helps her discover that everything she had believed in was a lie. But there is no walking away from the system. Soon, Nephilium finds herself hunted by members of her own Death Squad. I hope you enjoyed my attempt at like a 1980s movie over voiceover. Now, I am the first to admit that cyberpunk is not the first subgenre of sci-fi I gravitate to. I don't dislike it at all. I really love Neuromancer. I really like Snow Crash. It's just like not my favorite subgenre. I think because everything about it is very much in your face. It's bright, it's loud, it's over the top, it's performatively sexual, and it's very high tech. If you watch my channel on the regular, thank you, you know I'm kind of about subtlety and nuance in stories, even though I'm not subtle or nuanced. This novel does not really have that, but it is very, very fun. If you want something with lots of action, you will definitely enjoy this. It's very much Ghost in the Shell, like the anime version, not the new Scarlett Johansson one, meets Altered Carbon. The main character, Nephilium, is fun. She's the typical cyberpunk heroine, badass, aloof, enhanced with cybernetics, and programmed to be a killer, but eventually realizes that she's been denied a normal life and wants more out of life. I'm not really spoiling anything. It's pretty obvious from the first few chapters and even from the blurb that this is what happens. Yet, despite the kind of obvious trajectory, it's a lot of fun because the way it gets there has lots of twists and turns. The other characters were fine. I didn't really like a lot of them because most of them were cocky dudes, but they worked well as allies and antagonists. Jake was fine. There is a romantic subplot, but it's not really a love story, as it's mostly just them kind of having sex. There are quite the sex scenes in this novel. If you don't like sex scenes, maybe steer clear, but if you do, you're in for a treat. The action is top-notch. When action scenes take place, they are well-described, immersive, and visceral. She really excels at the action scenes. The world building is also very cool. It's dystopian, where people live in tightly controlled megacities, where Nephilium's group are allowed to run around, do whatever they want without question. Their mandate is basically to take down these terrorists, which of course, they're not really terrorists, they're more freedom fighters, blah, blah, blah. The city is easy to picture, and the technology is fun. Seriously, if you love the cyberpunk game that just came out like a couple years ago, you will enjoy this book immensely. The cities actually reminded me of The Fluger, which is a book no one's read but me. This book. Because it also has a bunch of megacities in it, and the megacity is actually the same name, which is hilarious. This book came out in 1972, I think. I love this book. It's wild. Anyway. Now, because this is a book review channel, I would be remiss if I didn't say a few things of critique. And the things that I'm going to talk about are things I hate talking about. But even with the audiobook, I could tell this book needed another line edit. Sometimes it's clunky. It's a debut, so I will give it that. But there was also a great deal of kind of passive writing in the book. There's a lot of overwriting, which is where the same thing is described twice in a different way back to back, and large info dumps that could have been woven in with more grace. As I said a million times on this channel, I'm an editor for my day job. I've been an editor for 10 years. So I pick up on this stuff, and I can't not see it when it's there. And also because this is a book review channel, and someone read it and said, hey, this book has clunky writing, why didn't you point that out? That looks bad on me. So that's why I want to point it out. Honestly though, it's a really fun story. If you're not an editor, you probably won't even notice. Overall though, honestly, it is a fun, exciting book that cyberpunk fans should really check out. As I said, the audiobook narrator did a fantastic job. Thank you again to the author for the review copy. I really appreciate it.